Good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Fort Myers, where our mission is to love, grow, and serve. At the UUCFM, we seek to encourage an atmosphere where everyone has a sense of belonging, regardless of race, ethnicity, age, ability, sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, spiritual path, or national origin. My name is Melyssa Caballero, and I am pleased to be your worship associate on this beautiful morning. We would like to extend a special welcome to our guests this morning. We want to invite you to please complete a connection card found right through the center doors on our welcome table or virtually in the chat box. Members may use the card for a change in contact information or a caring concern you want our pastoral care associates to address. The most important gift that you can give us is a chance to get to know you. If you are attending by Zoom, please keep your microphone muted. We honor and greet the Calusa, Miccosukee, and Seminole Indians, ancestors and descendants whose native land we are privileged to call home. We recognize and celebrate you. And now, let's begin our service.
Good morning. We gathered today to celebrate the dual wonders of Earth Day, which has just passed, and Beltane, which we celebrated yesterday, our covenant of UU pagans, but is really on May Day or May 1st. Earth Day doesn't need to be just one day of the year, however. It was first observed officially on April 22nd, 1970, as a day to cherish our planet, lift up our earth, and educate one another. Beltane is an ancient fire festival, Celtic in its origin, that marks the beginning of summer with joy and festivity. Both days give us the opportunity to pause and to remember the fragility, the beauty, and the spirituality of nature. As we reflect on the growth of environmental consciousness since Earth Day's inception, which is real, we also need to acknowledge the escalating challenges posed by climate change and our own consumption. Yet hope persists. Every day, communities worldwide strive for solutions, healing the world. So today we unite in our shared hope and our shared sorrow, honoring the earth, celebrating Beltane, recognizing the deep and spiritual connections to the environment that give us hope and motivate us to work for justice. This journey transcends this worship service. It transcends one single day. Rather, it is a lifelong commitment. Let us begin, as we do each week as Unitarian Universalists, by lighting our chalice. Please rise as you are able in body or spirit.
We come together this morning as a unified community, bound by shared values of love, justice, diversity, freedom, mutual care, and equity. As we light our chalice today, we honor both our common connection and the uniqueness that resides within each of us. Please rise in body and spirit and join me while we recite our covenant, followed by our opening hymn, number 301, Touch the Earth, Reach the Sky.
Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another. I want to let you all know that we're having some tech challenges this morning, and we're so grateful for our tech group, but if you don't see the words appear on the screen, you may use your hymnals. It's number 301.
I come today with the story of all ages. It is called Lila's Magical Beltane. In the cozy village of Meadowbrook, there lived a curious girl named Lila. She loved springtime when flowers bloomed and the air smelled sweet. But what excited her most was the upcoming Beltane Festival, a special day when magic danced through the meadows. One sunny morning, Lila decided to explore the nearby forest. She skipped along the mossy path, her imagination running wild. Suddenly, she heard giggles. I tried. It was Petal, a tiny pixie with wings like butterfly petals. Petal loved to dance, especially when the moon peeked out at night. Petal, Lila asked, what's Beltane all about? The pixie twirled, her laughter tinkling like wind chimes. Beltane is when we celebrate new beginnings. We weave ribbons around the maypole to bring everyone together. It's like a colorful spider web of friendship. Lila's eyes widened. She couldn't wait to see the maypole dance. But there was more to learn. She continued deeper into the forest until she met Oakley, the wise old squirrel. Hello, Oakley, Lila greeted. What's Beltane magic? Oakley perched on a branch, his bushy tail swaying. Ah, young one, Beltane is when the earth wakes up. We plant seeds, sing along, and encourage the soil to grow. It's like a big hug from our planet. Lila nodded. She imagined the earth stretching and yawning, ready for springtime adventures. But her biggest surprise came when she met Stella, the moon hare. Stella hopped gracefully, her silver fur glowing. Lila, she whispered, see that birthing stone over there? On Beltane Eve, anyone who walks through its hole might receive a magical gift, a secret wish, or a sprinkle of stardust. Lila's heart raced. She wondered what her wish would be. Maybe a talking squirrel friend, or the ability to fly like Petal. As Beltane Eve approached, Lila joined the villagers at the maypole. She danced with Petal, Oakley, and even Stella, who taught her a moonlit jig. The ribbons swirled and Lila felt like the magic, the promise of new adventure, laughter, and friendship. And so, fellow friends, whenever Beltane arrives, remember Lila's magical quest. Celebrate with joy, dance with abandon, and believe in the wonders of spring.
Please join me in our responsive reading. It's number 551 in your gray hymnal. Earth, teach me stillness as the grasses are stilled with light. Earth, teach me suffering as the Earth, teach me caring as parents who secure their young. Earth, teach me courage as the trees stand all alone. Earth, teach me limitation as the ant which crawls on the ground. Earth, teach me freedom as the eagle which soars in the sky. Earth, teach me resignation as the leaves which die in the fall. Earth, teach me regeneration as the seed which rises in the spring. Earth, teach me to forget myself as melted snow forgets its life. Earth, teach me to remember my kindness as dry fields keep the rain.
If you have a stone with you this morning, I invite you to hold it close to your heart. Let me grab mine real quick. Okay. During the musical meditation, come forward to place your stone in the bowls with others in this extended beloved community. Let your stones symbolize your intentions, reflections, prayers, joys, sorrows, or milestones in your life. You can also place a virtual stone of intention by clicking the green button on our church website or the link in the Zoom chat box.
I'd like to place one special stone. This is for Sima and Gary's daughter, Sylvia. She, I have to go back because I can't remember the name. She is suffering from progressive supranuclear palsy, PCP, a devastating illness. Gary and Sima are with her now. This is Sylvia here with one of our caring team's shawls that we gave her with Sima. And these are pictures of her when she was healthier. And so Gary and Sima ask that you hold her and the family in the light. In the Quaker tradition, I'm used to saying that. But that we lift up our prayers for Sylvia. And for all that we hold deep in our hearts that we're not always able to express, let us be mindful of the power of love and of community to heal and to uphold life. Blessed be and amen. I'd invite you to join with me in the spirit of prayer and meditation. Our prayerful words come from the United Nations Environmental Sabbath Program, entitled Prayers for Healing. We join with the earth and with each other to bring new life to the land, to restore the waters, to refresh the air, to renew the forests and care for the plants, to protect the creatures. We join with the earth and with each other to celebrate the oceans, to rejoice in the sunlight, to sing the song of the stars, to recreate the human community, promote justice and peace, remember our children. We join together this morning and every day we gather as many and diverse expressions of one loving mystery for the healing of the earth and the renewal of all life. Blessed be and amen. Please remain seated as we sing together our reflective hymn. It's number 123, Spirit of Life, first in English and in sign language and in Spanish. So last week, there were a lot of words during the sermon time, and mostly I'm committed to raising the questions, challenging you. This week we have a lot of things going on in the service today, and I thought it might be time to relax a little, just give you a few suggestions. Usually when I charge you to do something, you perhaps go out the door with no specific instructions. Sometimes it helps to have a clear path. So as we acknowledge Beltane, we celebrate Earth Day, it is important to remember that we can help. We can be part of the solution. There is hope. Sometimes it's easy to get discouraged when you look around. I have found my calling to be back here stronger because there is much work to do. There is much work to do as we care for the earth and the environment, specifically in our small community. It's easy to be discouraged. So how do we continue to walk the path of justice and hope? We need to not only tend to the litter on the side of the road and not using a lot of electricity and caring for the earth in that way, but also caring for our beings and understanding the spiritual connection that drives us toward justice and environmental sustainability. So today I'm just going to offer 12 spiritual practices for Earth Day. How many of you remember the story of Frederick a few weeks ago? Frederick was the field mouse who, while all the other mice were out collecting food to stow away, what did Frederick collect? Do you remember? He collected the feeling of warmth of the sun, the words, the spiritual part of life, that when there was almost no food left for those field mice, they asked Frederick to stand up and share what he had collected so that they could make it through those hard parts of the winter and be sustained in their spiritual beings. So today, think about these practices for Earth Day as being in the style of Frederick, the field mouse. Number one is attention. Look around. Look around. This morning, I walked to work. It's only a little over a mile. Ulysses got to sleep in. I think he likes this. All is part of this amazing planet. I saw egrets and a heron and songbirds. I saw a bunny. Amazing growth. I saw a lot of trash too. There were a lot of extremes this morning. The rush of the cars on Daniels and the songbirds that were trying to trump that noise. And in one area, a sign that said, "Preserved, do not enter." And right next to it, a sign that said, "For sale." And I thought, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Look around. Number two, be present. Annie Dillard, who I like to quote from the pulpit, wrote, "My God, what a world. There is no accounting for 1 second of it." It's amazing. Get personal with one small piece of your earth. Sit in the dirt in your backyard, play in the sand at the beach, See how much life is in just the space that surrounds you. Roll in the grass. Stand under a waterfall. I'm not sure that's possible in Florida. Are there waterfalls here? In Costa Rica, you can stand under a waterfall. Sense the earth as an animal senses it. Be really present with your planetary host that you live on. Be present. Connections. Make them with the earth and each other. Share stories with family or friends. Write in your journal about a time when you were humbled, soothed, or awed by the natural world. How did you feel connected to it? Each morning before the service, the team of people working to make this service happen for you, the tech team, Ali zooms in on WhatsApp with us, the choir and music, we all get together, and today we shared with us one thing from nature that grounds us or inspires us or creates awe, and I was amazed at the diversity and at the level of inspiration that each individual one of us drew from nature that sustains us. Make those connections. Another spiritual practice is devotion. Think about that word. What are we devoted to? Devote yourself to a tree or a park, a beach or a waterway, a piece of wild land. Look out for its welfare. I noticed yesterday as we walked around that the small stripe of land that's now connected to the construction, it's full of trash. Bottles, Gatorade. I know it's hot when people are working, but it's on the ground now. Devote yourself. Write letters to your officials about clean water, and in its honor, include in your daily prayers, if that's what you call it, or your moments of meditation and clarity, include the earth, the sufferings of this planet. Number 5, hospitality. It's a spiritual discipline to be welcoming, right? Maybe we can be welcoming to the critters as well. Maybe this morning in the bathroom, I picked up a daddy long legs and brought it outside. I don't know if that makes a difference. But for me, it was the process of understanding that this creature does not want to be in the bathroom with me, nor do I want it in the bathroom. So with great hospitality, I invited it to go outside. Get together, watch movies. One of you mentioned the new Earth movie that's in IMAX right now. Go and see it. Bring your friends. Number 6, joy. Joy. Celebrate the joy that is nature and that is this place. Yesterday, it rained for 10 minutes, but only in one little section. I didn't get to enjoy it. I came back and Melyssa said, it just rained. I said, no, it didn't. She said, yes, it did, look. And those who were celebrating Beltane had to scurry for the screen room and joyfully join in a celebration of food and then go back to dance around the maypole. It's all in our perspective, isn't it? Joy. Listen to the Three Dog Nights classic rock song, right? Joy to the world, joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Imagine all the other gifts we receive from nature and the animal kingdom that give you pleasure and fill your heart. Celebrate it. Number 7, justice. This is the doing part. This is the doing part. Understand the implications of our behavior on the planet and try to do something about it. justice. Sometimes an Earth Day service has the long list of recycle and reuse and conserve water, and I know that you all know that. What we need to do is bring justice into the fore in our beings, in our spiritual beings, so that those things that we know how to do become automatic, become part of what feeds us. Number 8, be open. Embrace your environment. Walk around the perimeter of your home, or better yet, the perimeter of this property. Today we're going to invite 2 special guests that we have us from Partners from Sacred Places. If you were here last week, I talked a little bit about their work. We spent yesterday, a whole bunch of us, for the second or third time, walking around this amazing piece of 12 acres. Be open to your environment. Explore it as if being there for the first time. What do you see and feel and hear and smell? Make a list of the things that you discover. One of the questions the facilitator asked us afterwards was, after your visit, after your exploration, what can you imagine? What does it bring up for you? Be open to your environment. Number 9, be a teacher or a student. Find a teacher in nature and let her give you a lesson today. And I don't mean a person. I mean, let nature teach you. Be tough the way a blade of grass is, rooted, willing to lean and bend, at peace with what is around it, and resilient to pop back up. I know that because I cut the grass in the middle of this quadrangle. Almost every Friday I cut that grass. And after I'm done, I look out and I think, I mowed over that piece of grass and it's back. It's not usually grass though, it's one of those weed flower things, or I don't know, but they're resilient. Learn from nature. Number 10 is unity. We are an interdependent web. We are a circle of life. We are all connected. We cannot forget that. Everything is connected. Number 11, wonder. Be curious. Have you ever watched kids when they go outside and they collect things from all over and they set up things and they make a tower and they put all the leaves and the rocks? It's like an altar, right? It's a wonder altar. How does all this go together? What does it mean? Embrace the idea of wonder in your spiritual lives. Be awed. And number 12, in your spiritual disciplines or practices for the earth, is you. Each one of you. Take time for yourself. Take time to be present on the earth. Rededicate yourself to living lightly on the earth and respecting the planet. Devote yourself to your connections to nature. Walk, wonder, sit, pass through the walkways and feel the leaves. Whatever it is, lay out and stare at the stars, listen to the water, sit by the ocean. Pay attention to you and your connection to this planet. With all of these practices, this is how we change the world. Because guess what? When you're in relationship with something, someone, well, you have a hard time hurting it, right? So it is most important that we develop our spirituality and our relationship to the earth, because that's how we're going to change the world. So number 12 is you. Rededicate yourself. yesterday was very important for us as a futures team, as we connected to this property in a way that maybe we hadn't before. And we continue to do that as we think about what the future of this congregation is and what the future of this campus and buildings are. How will we live out our spiritual values through the use of our assets? Our assets meaning our property. Of course, we have human assets as well, but we're talking about our property. To help us discern this, we invited a team of consultants to help us. They're, as I mentioned last week, from Partners for Sacred Places. Dana and Meg are with us this morning. They spent the day with us yesterday, and I'd like to invite Dana to come forward and say a few words about this work. Brian, are we connected over here? The red one. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for inviting Meg and I not only to see your property and to meet with the Futures team yesterday, but also this Sunday morning with you in worship and service. So Partners for Sacred Places was founded in 1989, and our mission is for the preservation and activation of older sacred places through community use and sound stewardship. That can mean a whole lot of things. I'm the director of transition services, so where my role is in the piece of that puzzle is helping congregations that are contemplating big changes to their relationship between the congregation and their property, which could mean a whole gamut of things. And I will speak for myself as well as my colleague Meg, who is here today as well, to say that we were overwhelmed going through your property, your grounds, your buildings, with the amount of rich resources and assets that you have to be able to serve others, to welcome others, be an island of welcome within your community, and all of the different and varied ways in which that can happen. So we're working with a team over the next couple of months, some from the Futures team, some of you joining the strategic visioning team, to think through your history, your legacy, your mission, your vision, the stakeholders in your community that care about you and your property and your space, and how you can make those connections between your resources and what is needed. And to think through how your property has its own mission statement, that it was purpose-built, and purpose-built in a way that helps to serve others and continue to serve others, and all of the different options in which that can continue to happen in whatever configuration. So the team will be talking about the process as we go forward. You'll be hearing more about the process. And at the end, I hope that we're able to provide you with a guidepost that allows you to make decisions around the mission of your property moving forward. So thank you again for inviting us to come here. And thank you for allowing us to be part of this important process, making steps towards your future.
Today, we also have the privilege of welcoming 3 new members to our congregation. And I would like to invite Mari and Tim and Lene to come forward, if you wouldn't mind. Come on up. You can walk either way. So I was so glad to see that Mari was here to become a member. You may may have noticed that she has been present for a long time in an unassuming way in the kitchen, often making our potlucks happen along with Dorothy by her side. She says that, like many of you, I was raised in a Christian-oriented church. It was a normal religious atmosphere of that time. Then marriage followed college, and that religious home became a faded memory. There are times when I find myself thinking back on the support that my mother found there and the comfort she felt belonging to that community. Perhaps I could find that. However, I discovered that I don't agree with many of the traditional Christian teachings. My sister was a Unitarian. Perhaps that would be a good fit for me also. And as luck would have it, it's not always luck, is it, right? As luck would have it, I made a friend who introduced me to UUCFM and all of you. Your warm welcome and friendship brings me to where I stand today. My heartfelt thanks to all of you. Welcome. And in all of the logistics this morning, I forgot to bring the book with me. Do you guys have the book? You need to sign the book. That's okay, that's a technicality. So Tim and Lene, they are originally from Portland, Connecticut, and have been in Southwest Florida for almost 6 years. Lene has been an administrative assistant in many capacities throughout her working career, and she enjoys volunteering and helping other people. Tim is a retired teacher and spent most of his 34-year career in 4th grade. After retiring as a teacher, he worked at Whole Foods Market as a floral supervisor for 10 years. Now, this is a tidbit, right? So I get these little tidbits sometimes that you don't know about people. And so my goal here is to have fresh flowers. And so you're in trouble. That's all I can say. Lene and Tim have been married for 24 years, have 4 children and 1 grandchild. She enjoys photography, biking, and hiking. And Tim enjoys cooking, biking, and working out in the gym. They're both looking forward to meeting new people at UUCFM. This is a time that it's also a good reminder, because in a minute the membership committee will welcome you with a name tag strung on what do you call those? Lanyard. A rainbow lanyard representing our welcoming congregation status. They will also give you a bag that has 5 smooth stones in it. And this is a good reminder for all of us and all of you who may have received these stones in the past. These stones come from a metaphor from James Luther Adams, and we were talking about this out in the foyer earlier. James Luther Adams used this metaphor of 5 smooth stones because he really believed that revelation is not frozen, that we have the privilege of evolving in our theology. And so he used an old biblical metaphor of David and Goliath. David picked up 5 stones and put them in his pocket. He only used 1. That's usually the part of the story that you hear, but he had 5 stones. And so James Luther Adams created this metaphor that has become a symbol, really, for this congregation. And so on each stone is written the words possibility, because there's always possibility for more and new learnings and evolution. The stone of respect, because we come here with free will, we strive to be open-minded, and we know that we need not think alike to love alike. The stone of justice, that we have a moral obligation to create a just and loving community and earth. We are called to look at injustices not in our own, only in our own lives, but in the lives of the greater community. There is a stone of power. Sometimes power is not a good word, but this is the stone of power that says we have the power to organize. We have the power to embrace each other and work as an institution to cry out for justice. We are bound together in a powerful, lasting, and an impactful way. And the last stone, which in my little bag of stones is the smallest one, maybe just because it has 4 letters, but I want it to be on the biggest stone, honestly, because this is the stone of hope. That while we recognize the tragic parts of the human condition, individual, what we endure, and the collective, we suffer. Our families suffer. We die. But what this stone symbolizes is that there is always hope. There is always a promise for the fulfillment of our life of grace and love. Love prevails, and that arc of the universe does bend towards justice. So I'm going to get a new stone for my next member recognition and make sure that the hope is big, because that's one of the most important reasons for coming together as a congregation and community. It is hope. So I want to welcome all 3 of you. And you are now obligated to go to potluck lunch, and I will bring the book with you so you can sign it. But please come and welcome them. That's right. Welcome. Thank you.
Let's give another round of applause, guys. Welcome. One of the ways we live our spiritual values in the world is by making them real through the form of financial contribution. I invite you to animate your commitment to this community and be generous in supporting this congregation's work during this challenging time. Every month, we also donate funds to a local community organization that shares our values. Our community sharing partner this month is the South Fort Myers Food Pantry. Our community sharing partner will receive all undesignated contributions. During this offertory, please place your connection card and offering in the bag or follow the link in the chat box. The offering will now be generally given and gratefully received.
Please rise in body or spirit as we join in our words of gratitude. By the work of our hands and the work of our hearts, our love is made real. May we be grateful for all that is given and grateful for all that is shared. And now we extinguish our chalice with the words printed on the screen. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Our closing hymn is number 1064. It's in the teal hymnal. Blue Boat Home. As we end worship today, let us carry forth the spirit of renewal and reverence for the earth and for our lives. May the fires of Beltane warm our hearts and inspire our actions toward nurturing the earth. Go in peace, speak the truth, give thanks each day, Respect the earth and her creatures, for they are alive like you. Care for your body, it is a wondrous gift. Live simply, be of service, be guided by your faith and not by your fear. Have hope. Go lightly on your path, walk in a sacred manner, and love, love, love. Let us go in peace.
I want to thank you for being with us today. Please join us for coffee and conversation in Hobart Hall to the right as you leave the sanctuary, or by remaining in the Zoom. And if you haven't already completed a connection card, please do so. And we look forward to seeing you next Sunday. Go in peace.